Hi guys, you're welcome to today's video. My name is Chidema. In today's video we are going to be learning how to draft this. You may be wondering what this is if you're a beginner and you do not have any sewing experience. This is actually the upscale bodice for a dress. You can use it for a dress. It is from your shoulder to the tiniest part of your waist. You can use it for a dress or you can use it for a blouse like a peplum gown. So let's get right into the video and leave too much stories behind and get into how you can actually draft this for yourself. So this is the measurements you're going to be working with for this tutorial. The half length is 17, the shoulder is 14, bust point is 10, under bust is 13, the bust is 34, the round under bust is 28, and then the waist is 28. Now you'll be needing a pattern paper, something to mark with. For a beginner, I would strongly suggest you make use of a pencil so that if you make any mistake you can correct it. So on the paper I'll come down by half an inch first, then from that point I marked half an inch. I'm going to place my tape and then mark my bust point. My bust point is 10 inches, then I mark my under bust 13. I go ahead to mark the half length, which is 17, and then I added extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. Now I'm going to mark the armhole line. Now how do we get the armhole line? The armhole line is gotten this way. You are going to divide your bust by 6, that is 34 divided by 6, then you add 1 inch. 34 divided by 6 plus 1 inch. Now what that gives us is 6.6. So we are going to place the tape on that half inch and come down by 6.6. Now if you do not understand the measurement tape, I'm going to put up a video here which you watch so that you can be able to understand the markings on the measurement tape. So 6.6 is our armhole line. Now I'm going to go ahead to mark these lines or these points that we have already mark it so that it will be visible. Thank you for watching to this point. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Now for a better visual representation, I'm going to go ahead to put names to all these lines. The first one is the shoulder line, the next one is the chest line or the armhole line, the next one is the bust line, this is the under bust line, and then the half length, which is the waist line. Now to get the measurement for our bust, which is 34, we are going to be dividing 34 divided by 4. The under bust also we are going to divide it by 4. The waist also we are going to divide it by 4, but only the shoulder would we divide by 2. But for the other measurements we are going to divide it by 4, but the shoulder measurement will only be divided by 2. I hope that is clear, guys. So I'm going to go ahead to divide the bust measurement, like I said, by 4. You can make use of your tape like this, but if you want to make it quicker you can just make use of your calculator to aid you in your division. But I chose to make use of my tape, and after doing that I'm going to mark what I have. I'm also going to do the same for the waist. 28 into 4 is 7. So I'm going to go ahead to mark that and also mark that for the waist measurement. Next thing I'm going to do is to add my dart measurement, which is 1 inch. After that I'm going to add the sewing allowance. I'm making use of 1.5. Now over to the round under bust measurement, I'm also going to add 1 inch for that, or you can decide to add 3/4 of an inch. Whatever you choose to do is fine. So I'm going to also go ahead to add 1.5 inch, which I'm using for the sewing allowance. Now for the bust parts, you don't need to add the dart measurement, you just add 1.5 inch, which is your sewing allowance. After that I'm just going to go ahead to join the points like so. Now I will be marking the shoulder measurement, which we are going to divide into 2, and mine into 2 is 7 plus half inch. That makes it 7.5 inch. That is what I'm going to be marking on the shoulder line. Now I'm going to mark the same thing I marked there down like this, and then go ahead to use my ruler to connect the points to the armhole line. Now the same thing I marked on my bust measurement is what I'm going to mark on my armhole line. So after doing that, I'm going to place my tape to check what I have in between the shoulder line and the chest line, and then I'm going to divide it into two to get the midpoint. And once I do that, I'm going to mark a point there, and then from there you just create like an L shape from there to that point. Now I'm also going to come in by ½ inch. I'm going to come in by ½ inch at that point, and then also connect the dots from that point to blend in to the armhole line like this. Now I'm going to mark 3 inches for the neck width. After doing that, after marking the neck, I'm sorry my camera wasn't taking this part. I didn't know that. So I'm going to come down by 1 inch to create my shoulder slope, because from your neck to your shoulder it's not straight, it is slanted. So you're going to do it like this, and then because this space is already all covered with these write-ups, I'm going to cut it out first and turn it over to the other side to show you, so we can know how to mark our darts out. Now how you determine the distance of your darts is from measuring your nipple to your nipple. That's from the right side of your nipple or from the left side of your nipple to the right side. And for me, mine is 7. So I'm going to be dividing 7 into 2, which is 3.5. The points where you mark 3.5, you're going to now come out by 1 inch, and then you also mark ½ an inch in between that which you have marked. You go up again to your under bust, do the same thing. You also go up to your bust point, that's your bust line, and do the same thing. Now I'm going to now connect from the waist to meet the ½ inch in between the 1 inch you measured on your bust point. Now I'm going to create a curve that's from the other side of the dart, the one that is on the side of the closing line. I'm just going to give a curve like this there. Now for the back, I'm going to give like 1 inch for the sewing allowance, and you will see that the way I'm placing it, the back and the front is not the same length. Doing this will prevent the zip you're going to attach to your dress from bulging, and it also makes your dress or your blouse sit properly on your body. So you have to make sure that as you place this like this, that the back is shorter than the front. So I'm going to go ahead to cut it now. Now I'm going to cut out the armhole. Now the armhole for the front is different. If you remember, we came in by ½ inch on the midpoint. So now I'm going to cut only the front armhole like this. Please do not cut the back armhole this way. Now for the standard neckline, I'm just going to go with 3 inches. You can decide to come down with 3 inches, you can decide to come down by 4.5, whatever you decide to do depends on the particular neck you're cutting. But for this, I'm just going to cut a round high neck, and then for the back I'll just come down by ½ inch. Different neck varies, so but for the sake of this measurement, I'm just going to stick to this one. I hope you're not confused at this point. I know it seems like a lot of calculation, but trust me, if you follow it step by step, it's not that hard. You can trust me, it's not that hard. Just practice and practice and practice, you get better at it. For the back dart, I'm also going to measure 3.5, which is my nipple to nipple distance, and do the same thing, extend by 1 inch. I'll just notch it. There's no need for me to draw it like I drew it in the front. Is it in the front or at the front? So I drew it. So now I'm going to just come down by 10.5 inch. Come down by 10.5 inch because there's an half inch at the top of the shoulder line, and then just create an angle like so, and that is your dart. If you have watched to this point, I want to say a very big thank you for watching. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share to your friends. Bye.